Ready?
Yeah.
Go, Ray.
Go.
You're on.
Hello, folks. This is episode 30 of our Run Club podcast. 30.
30. 3-0.
3-0. That's wild. It's good.
Isn't that nuts, though?
Yep.
We've been at it for a whole month consecutively.
Right, exactly.
You could sit down and listen to one of these every day straight for a whole month.
Exactly.
Lucky you.
Yeah, and I think if we have like another 70, we could probably be syndicated. So we could be like
a Seinfeld.
We could be like Seinfeld. We could be syndicated, and we could be on like independent stations and like maybe Sirius Radio and just have enough.
Wow.
We could do repeats. So,
We could. We were just talking. We could do a greatest hits album too.
We could do right now with 30 episodes. We could do a greatest hits album. We could do highlights, and yeah.
There's so much stuff.
It's pretty wild. Congratulations. Congratulations, man. Pat on the back.
It's me patting myself on the back.
That's me patting myself on my back.
So how have you been, man?
I've been
seeing you, if I feel like forever.
I know it feels like forever. Good. I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had the holiday, so I had the Thursday off.
That's
I
right.
usually see you on Thursday.
4th of July holiday.
But yeah, did you do anything fun?
I did a lot of fun things. I've been and I've been away from work for a few days too, so just a lot of family stuff.
Sweet.
Fireworks, cookouts, running, sunshine.
Man,
Yeah,
that sounds
good
great.
stuff.
Well, you had a family cookout? Did you eat, what'd you do? Where'd you go?
Oh, just my in-laws.
In-laws?
Yeah, it was good.
Newport there? Beach
Yeah,
time?
down on Quidnick Island. It was good.
Sweet.
It was also, my nephew graduated from high school. He's going off to college, so it was a party for him too. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, very fun. How about you, man?
Sweet.
Did you do anything? Did you do like 4 on a race? Did you do 4 on the 4th?
No, I did not.
I didn't either.
No, I was thinking about it.
I know a lot of people did.
Yeah.
So
There's one good local one, but I didn't do it. I'm not in any kind of shape to be racing.
yeah, but that's a fun holiday race to do.
I agree. I like the
4th of July.
I like the 4th of July.
You could always
Fourth
count
of
on it
July.
being you could always count on it being, warm, hot, humid, sticky.
Yeah, that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
You know? But no, we did a little cookout. We went to my mom's house, some swimming in the pool. Hung out. Miles got his first dip in the pool.
Do you like that?
He did.
Oh.
I think he did.
Yeah.
He didn't really make much noise, so I think.
He squealed a little bit. Splash and
he
squeal.
was actually pretty good.
He's
He
just kinda like,
hung on and
This is cool.
he was like, all right. But yeah, so that was fun.
Yep.
And then, been getting back into
I
running.
know. I hear this. There are rumors flying out there that you're like getting out there and doing more miles and feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I ran 13 miles on Sunday. It was a struggle.
Yeah.
But I got through it, man.
But you did it. That's
I got
good.
through it.
Nice.
I was happy.
Right. You guys start training for what you do, Philly?
Doing Philly.
Philly half?
The Philly half.
Good. It's not till late November.
Yeah, so I got
Alright.
time.
Okay,
And
you have
I'm
plenty of
gonna-
time for
I'm
sure.
gonna need it. I'm gonna need it in a big way.
You'll get there.
Yeah.
You will get there.
What's great about the Philly half marathon is they don't make you do any crazy things. You just run a half marathon. You don't have to eat any hot dogs or drink any beers.
Anything chasing you?
Nothing chasing you.
No. They drop any throwing things at you, tomatoes or anything?
You're a tomato.
This is Philly, right? Because it's home of Rocky, right? So
Right.
you're a tomato, and they throw tomatoes at you.
No, none of
No,
that.
that would
No
be terrible.
cheesesteak challenge at the end,
Okay.
which is nice. It's just
Yeah.
a straight half marathon.
Straight up running.
That's my kind of race.
Right. Okay. Road race.
Straightforward road race.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know today
Yeah.
we're talking about unique
We're talking about unique
and unusual.
and unusual running events, right?
See,
This is going to be a fun one.
This is fun.
This is going to be a real fun one. When I was doing, my research for it, I was coming across wild stuff.
I know, right?
I was coming across stuff, and I did some online searching. I went to the World Wide Web, and does that
The
still exist?
interwebs.
The
Yeah,
interwebs.
the Google machine.
Yes, exactly. And I did a search for. I did unusual running events, and I tell you, we could do 10 podcasts.
They have a list of I don't know how many.
I don't
That's
even know
great.
where to begin.
Yeah.
There's just so much stuff. There's just so much stuff.
There is. It's ridiculous. There's like crazy like fun events.
Yes.
There's like ridiculous events.
Ridiculous events. There's some serious events
There's
too.
some serious ones.
And we want to point out that, you know, there are some unusual, maybe even slightly weird events, but unique events. And unique doesn't mean to suggest that it's weird in any sense, shape, or form.
Right.
Okay, it's just different than an actual straight up road race.
Right.
Like the Philadelphia half marathon and full marathon,
yes.
right?
Or the 4 miler on the 4th.
Or the 4 miler on the
Street
4th.
4 miler. There's no.
Right.
They don't shoot fireworks at you.
Right. Oh my God. Can you imagine that?
That would be right.
You run a gauntlet of like little party snappers, from party snappers to like bottle rockets. Oh,
No, that would be tough. Probably get a PR though.
It'd be automatic PR because you've never done anything quite like that.
That's true.
Oh my
I guess
Lord.
that's what's interesting about all these races. You can automatically PR.
You can automatically
At most
PR.
of them.
Yes.
Because yeah.
So I mean, I have a few like real serious humdingers, and I know you have some humdingers too that we can talk maybe in depth. But like, I mean, what do you think? I mean, what are there like besides like just straight up road races and running events? Well, what did you come across, or what could we talk about?
Gosh, so many different things. Like the big one that I think was like popular for a long time were the color runs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, those are kind of crazy.
It's kind of neat. People I've talked to who've done the color runs seem to enjoy those.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have to dress up in white.
Okay.
Like completely white.
Yep.
Ideally, like head to toe, and then you run. I think most of them are 5Ks.
Okay.
But you run a 5K and you go through these color stations, and as you're going through, there's people there, and they throw powder at you, like colored powder at you, which sounds terrible.
Would that get in your eyes?
Yeah, I think so.
Are there a lot of people like standing on the side, like rubbing their
I
eyes
would
and rinsing their
imagine.
eyes? Do they have like aid stations where they have water for your eyes?
I hope so.
Okay.
I mean,
Or like at Sneeze
maybe
Lawn?
you have to wear goggles. I didn't go too in depth on the color,
Okay.
but maybe like some safety goggles would be in order.
I wonder. But all the pictures I've seen, I've never seen anybody wearing safety goggles, but that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
I'd probably wear something over my nose because I'd probably sneeze a lot.
Right,
You know.
right. You know, I saw some.
This is a little fun.
I'm having so much fun.
Gesundheit, thank you.
I think it. Where did I see this? I saw it on like a documentary, but in India they have a holiday.
Okay.
I think it's called Holi or Holi something.
Okay.
But they like throw color around. That's what they do. You just walk through town and they're just chucking color at you.
So I wonder if
So I wonder if maybe someone traveled there
Yes.
and got this idea. Hey, we could do a 5K like this.
Yep.
Maybe they just Googled it. You know.
Well, I think that's probably. I wonder if that's really what its origins,
Maybe.
where its origins lie, I should say. Yeah, maybe that holiday inspired the color runs. But I do say, every time I see like pictures and little videos and talk to people who've been in them, they really love them, and everyone seems to be enjoying themselves, which is great.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you go to a race and you see people just huffing and puffing, and really because they're putting a lot of energy into
Right.
it, and it doesn't always look like people are enjoying it.
Exactly.
Especially if you go to an end of a race or you go mid-race, but so
I
everyone
think-
else seems to be enjoying themselves.
Yeah, I think what the races like that are all about, just the experience. You're not setting
Yeah.
time records or
Yep.
PRing or anything. You just go and you have a good time.
Yeah, just go and have a good time. It's not about necessarily beating somebody or getting a fast time, and there's no competition. It's just enjoyment of running. So
Right.
that's good. Being happy
Being happy.
and running at the same time, which
That's
is
a
great.
win-win.
It is a win-win.
It's tough to be happy and run sometimes. But when
I'm
people are
telling you.
throwing color in your eyes,
Yes.
puts a smile on your face.
Yeah. There was something you were talking about. Was there another one where they're not throwing color at you, but there's
Oh yeah, you run through bubbles.
bubbles? That's kind of cool.
It's like a foam 5K or
Yeah.
something. But yeah, they set up like a kind of a, I don't know if it's like an obstacle course. It must be something like that. But it's just like a big bubble bath kind of thing.
I like
that
bubble
goes around.
baths.
Yeah,
I haven't taken one in a long time, but that'd be kind of cool.
it would be cool. But yeah, it's another one where it's just like kind of the experience of the race. It's not like trying to, beat anybody or beat a time. It's just you go and you have a good time.
Cool.
And I know some people who were like, those old school runners who were like, there's silly color runs or whatever.
Yeah,
Give
yeah.
me a classic 10K or whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, and they're always like pooing on all those other races. That's not me, man. I think go out, have yourself a damn good time.
Go out and have yourself, go out, have yourself a damn good time. I mean, if you want to run a straight up race, that's totally cool too.
Right.
If you want that competition, you want to grind it out, that's very, very cool. And there are plenty of those out there. But there are also there are alternatives to the classic road race. And that's kind of what we're talking about here, right? I mean, just celebrating running, and there's a lot of different shapes and forms.
Right, exactly.
So,
yeah, there's
to each their own.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Different strokes for different folks.
For different folks, right?
So I say, yeah, go, have your fun. There's also other ones that are like, they have like lasers. It's like at nighttime and they have like laser beams. And
That's
like,
cool.
There's like night runs.
Night runs are
popular.
cool. Yeah. There's a Newport night run that they have, and I guess it used to be in the winter, and maybe it's switched to like late winter, early spring. But my wife ran that one year. It was really cool. She enjoyed it. She really loved it.
People with like glow sticks and stuff.
There were a lot of glow sticks and stuff, and a lot of headlamps, and people seem to enjoy it. I mean, I think there's some competitive runners, but then there's not so competitive runners. So yeah, it's neat.
Yeah.
It's kind of a neat idea.
Yeah, there's lots of different little ones you can do that are fun. Then there's like the more serious types, you know, like the people who are like really into like the Spartan races. And things like that. Yeah,
the Spartan Races. What is it? The Tough Mudders, those kind of things. Yeah, I know people who do those and they really enjoy those. There's running involved, but there's also different obstacles and that they have to manipulate, or different structures that they have to manipulate, and it looks kind of cool. I can't imagine when if I'm running, having to climb a wall or to go under something or to go through a mud pit or barbed wire.
Yeah.
I would have a hard time with that.
I'd be in some trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely would get like barbed wire.
Electrocuted, or
I might get electrocuted.
Get on fire, jumping over fire pits.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Is there like an alligator pit or something?
There might be. There probably is. I felt like for a while all of them were like trying to like up the craziness.
Yeah.
So there probably is one of the alligators.
But I do know people who really they like those. They train for them, and they have them all around the country, all around the world.
Yeah.
And they travel. I know people who are like, I think, Spartan teams.
Yeah, that's what's fun about some of those races is there's a lot of teamwork.
Yeah, and apparently there's it's like a lot of teamwork, a lot of people pushing you along, helping you out if necessary to get you through an obstacle. So that's kind of neat. Yeah. That aspect, I like the whole team thing.
Yeah,
I like that.
I think it's fun because it like if you're someone who I think because there's so many different obstacles, you have to train so many different ways.
Yeah.
Like you might be someone who's stronger on a certain obstacle and weaker on another one. Then you can work with your teammate to like get up and over the wall or whatever.
That's cool.
Which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
I hear though a lot of times for the Spartan races, like the people who are doing it, one of the hardest parts of the race is the actual running part. You know, because like you focus on all these obstacles, you're like, I gotta climb a wall, I'm gonna practice wall climbing, I gotta practice rope jumps. That's not a thing. I don't know what a rope jump would be, but like different like things, and but then you also have to run 10 miles or whatever.
They do. They have like 10 milers. They have half marathons.
They have so in the Spartan one, they have a couple of different distances. They have sprint, super, beast. And then they have what they call the death race.
Death race kind of scares me.
It sounds...
I might not enter a death race.
I wouldn't.
Death race, the death race. It's scary.
It is scary.
Oh my God.
That is a 24-hour challenge.
Yeah.
And you know what the URL to sign up for that race is? www.youmaydie.com.
And they're probably serious about that too.
They are.
I don't think they're joking.
They probably have some serious waivers when you sign up for that race.
There are no legal loopholes in those waivers for sure. Those are gonna stand up in court. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
That's for
sure.
sure.
My Lord, they have a legal team dealing with those to make sure that those are airtight.
That's it. You know,
No offense, I'm just saying. I'm just being
it's
joking.
true. You know what's tricky
Yeah.
though about some of those races is like they have like different distances. Like the sprint's shorter than the super, which is shorter than the beast.
Yeah.
But a lot of times they don't tell you exactly how far it is. So
Right.
like it'll
So
be
you're-
anywhere between, I don't know, 8 and 13 miles.
Right. That's wild.
That sucks. That
Oh
would
my
suck.
God. Well, I guess that's very brilliant too, because it's a cost-saving
Mhm.
device as well. You don't have to pay somebody to go and measure those out, right?
That's
you just
true.
just
Yeah.
arrange, right?
Yeah, like
So-
it's approximately whatever.
Yeah, and no one gets upset too because you're off by a tenth. You know, at the end of a race.
That's true. We do hear that
Right.
at 5K.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I get ripped too, and when I finish and I think I have a PR, and I find out that the course is like short by like 0.2 of a mile, and so they don't have to worry about that.
No.
Seriously, man. What they do have to worry about is someone dying is what they have to worry
That's
about.
true. Some of those races
Oh.
are nuts, man. Climbing through mud pits. I almost said ball pits. Like
The
that.
ball pits, like those big, they ought to have those. The big like plastic ball pits. Seriously, but they should be coated with like molasses or something like that, so they stick it to you and hard to get through.
That would
Or
be
olive
cool.
oil or something.
You know what would be cool? This just popped in my head because the ball pits. Remember, you don't remember probably the Discovery Zone?
I do remember the
Yeah,
Discovery
you
Zone,
remember
yeah.
Discovery Zone? If they had like a Discovery Zone race,
That
like
would
where
be-
you would have to go through a ball pit or like down like a roller slide or down through like a tube,
That's cool.
that would be fun.
They probably do.
I would.
But it involves running though, right?
Yes.
So it's like a half marathon, but with all that kind of stuff.
Yes, that would be fun.
That would
The
be a lot of fun.
Discovery Zone half.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start it up. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, I can't imagine like crawling through mud pits and through like barbed wire and
Yeah.
electric shocking things and
Yeah. All those like, all that stuff that requires a lot of strength and coordination, and then but while you're running, that's hard.
that's hard stuff,
Yeah.
man. I couldn't do it.
So I've got to give those people credit for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's that's insane. And I know some people who do it, and that's good on them.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And they're all super fit.
Like I said, different strokes for different folks. You
Exactly.
go ahead. You do your Spartan races.
Right. You do your regular road races.
I'm gonna stick to my 5Ks.
You do your regular road races, and another thing that I was thinking about were relays. We did a whole
We did,
episode about
yeah.
the relays,
Those
like
are
the
fun.
Reach the Beach or the Hood
Hood
to
to
Coast.
Yeah.
Those are running events too.
Right.
And there's a lot of like logistics that go into planning for that, and getting to the right transition zone, and
Right.
getting to the right next town, and who's going to drive the van, and that kind of thing. And that's a cool event too.
I think so.
That's unique. It's
Yeah.
unique. There's competition there, but it's group competition,
And it's like logistics. It's
Yep.
a lot of moving parts,
so that's cool.
which I think is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wanna? Let's take a break.
We'll
real
take a
quick.
break, and
Take
then
a
maybe
break real quick.
we'll start delving into some real like wild stuff.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah,
We're back,
we're back.
and we're talking about some unique or unusual
Running events.
running events.
Yes.
And we talked a little bit about some Spartan races, some color runs, some foam, bubble 5K.
Bubble 5Ks,
race,
bubble runs.
Bubble runs.
Bubble runs.
Yep. Do you have any other fun? Do you have a fun race? Is it maybe just a unique one? A unique or
A
unusual
unique race. Well, sort of along the lines of the real fun races, like maybe the bubble runs and the color runs.
Yeah.
There's, I'm saying a lot today.
That's fine.
Sorry, folks. Sorry. I didn't do my warm-ups this morning, so I'm saying a lot now. Just kidding. But a Halloween-themed race in our fine city of Providence, Rhode Island. There's the Monster Dash,
Oh, the
which
Monster
is really
Dash
cool
5K, that's
because people can be competitive, but then there's also the not so competitive aspects of the race, and it's Halloween themed, so everyone gets dressed up in a costume. They encourage like family participation, and it goes through a long bus tunnel, which is really super cool. And there's always like creatures in there, like zombies.
Yep.
And I think it's unique and it's
There's
fun.
also rats in there.
There are rats in there too, and potholes and things, and I think there's like mist or fog
Yeah,
in
there's a
there.
little
so
fog machine in there.
it's
That's
totally cool. It's well done. It's very fun,
Yeah.
and I like that. I like that.
I think it's a cool race.
It's
yeah.
a very cool race, and I think it's very unique in that sense.
I like the fact that like you can run it fast if you want to, or
If you want
can just
to.
run and have a good time and
Right.
get chased by zombies. It's cool.
Exactly. Exactly. Everyone seems to be smiling during that race and having a good time, so I think it's
Yeah.
good.
And the costumes are great.
Yeah.
Like you'll have some people dressed up like, I don't know, Mario. and Luigi.
Right, exactly. Mario and Luigi, superheroes,
Yep.
obviously a superhero.
Yeah, but then you'll have like people dressed like zombies with cuts
Yeah.
and stuff on their
Well,
face.
really well done
Yeah.
costumes.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
But yeah, it's a good race. I
It's
like
good.
that one. I really like that one.
yeah.
A lot. I have a would you rather for you.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that'd be great. I love would you rather's.
All right. Would you rather eat a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts in the middle of a 5-mile run, like smack in the middle of a 5-mile run, or have to eat 10 hot dogs in the span of 10 miles?
I'm definitely going with Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean,
Oh, well, you're a vegetarian.
I'm a vegetarian, but I mean, but I eat veggie dogs.
It could be veggie dogs.
Right, and I've had some good ones.
Right.
I've had some good ones. I've had some that were like textured just like a hot dog, and some not so much. But yeah, but I'm definitely going to go with the Krispy Kremes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not going to be pretty afterward for sure, but I'm going to be able to get those down.
Yeah, I think,
So-
I think I agree.
Why do you ask that? Because does that have anything to do with the running?
It does.
Oh,
There are two.
I knew there was a running angle.
Two ridiculous events. The Krispy Kreme challenge,
Right.
which is when you race. It's a race. 2.5 miles out.
Okay.
You hit that spot. You eat 1 dozen Krispy Kreme donuts.
A dozen's a lot.
12 donuts, and then you run the 2.5 miles back.
Okay.
With that.
So it's
6
5
miles.
miles, and you got to run to. Oh my lord! Can you pick like what? We're talking about crullers, or we're talking
I
about
think
like
it's just
Boston
a
cream?
classic Krispy Kreme glazed,
Okay.
which I could totally do.
I could totally
I've
do
crushed
that.
a dozen of those. in
If
my
it were
day.
Boston, I'd be really. Imagine that. I'd see like your worst, your least favorite donut. You get 2.5 miles in, you're sweating, you're breathing hard, and you go there, and it's like your worst. Like for me, it'd be a Boston cream because I don't like the custard stuff in the middle. I'd be like, you know, I'd be so bummed. But anyway,
But yeah, you eat the 12 and then you go back.
yeah,
And then the hot dog challenge is a tough one.
yeah. Well, wow. Tell me about this one.
The hot dog challenge is a little bit more, it's like an orienteering and race. Like it's not like closed off and like the streets are closed or whatever.
Okay.
But like this group of people, they get together and they have 10 like food carts, like hot dog carts throughout the city that
Yeah.
they have to hit.
In any city?
New York City.
Oh, this is
specifically.
Okay. Well, you could do this in any city, I guess,
You could.
but this in particular is New York City. Okay.
So there's 10 carts in New York City that you gotta hit, and you have to purchase a hot dog and you have to eat it.
Yeah.
And you have to cover all of them and get back to where you started.
So there's orienteering involved, so you have to kind of figure out where the next one is.
Right.
With
Or you,
like-
like, what's the best like approach?
Yeah.
Which way do I go to get to the hot dogs?
And is it just a matter of finishing the race, or is there a winner?
There's a winner.
All right. So you okay?
You can win. You win a couple $100, I think, $225, if I remember correctly.
Wow.
But you
Cover-
probably bought.
You probably spent about that much on
Right,
a hot
on
dogs.
hot dogs,
I don't know what a hot dog goes for these days in New York City, but
It's a pretty cool race. So you'd
Yeah, that's cool.
So you'd go Krispy Kremes.
I'd go Krispy Kremes, yes. And what about you?
I think I would go Krispy Kreme as well.
Yeah.
I think 10 hot dogs is a lot of hot dogs.
That's a lot of hot dogs, and it might be over a certain period of time, but like it's not all at once, but still.
Like 12 donuts is 12 donuts, but I kind of like the fact that you get it over with. Like you just jam them down and then you go.
Jam down. You know what I want to be though? In that race, I want to be at mile 3 watching this.
Oh,
I
yeah.
give people half a mile to like let that just 12 donuts just kind of like
settle in there.
settle in
Oh.
and move around in the stomach, and then just, I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to have my camera ready and just, just take a bunch of pictures. Yeah.
Just
So that's sort of like, it's almost like, the beer miles. That's another running
That's
event,
another
another
one.
unique running
Yeah,
event.
that's
Beer
one I can
miles,
write that down.
drinking.
They have a chocolate milk mile.
Chocolate milk mile, ooh. Now see, yeah, I know. I think the beer would be better for me than chocolate milk.
Yeah, chocolate milk.
I love chocolate milk, don't
Moving
get me
around.
wrong, but in a run,
Oh, get curdled in there.
yeah,
Ugh. No thanks.
yeah. Oh my. See, this can go on for, I can talk about this for days, because there are just so many events.
It's so
There are
true.
local events that I've done, there are events that I searched for and found, and so.
Yeah.
I have a few actually, if you don't mind, I have some
Let's
things
hear
I
it,
wrote
yeah.
down. Some unique, I don't have to go through all three at once. I mean, I could do one and you can do
Let's
one.
do,
I
yeah,
guess.
well, let's
But-
talk about the first one you got there, and then we'll see how much time we got left.
Yeah.
This podcast is flying by, man.
I mean,
Having a
gosh,
blast.
I mean, I'm having a blast with this because there's just so much to talk about and it's fun. I mean, this is like, you get in a group of runners and you start talking about these things and everyone's going to have something that they've done or that they've heard of and that they know a friend's done. And
We're gonna start one of these.
yeah, we should. All right, I have to put my,
Reading
I had,
glasses.
yeah, I have to put my readers. Right.
These are nice. I like them. They're very stylish.
They're very stylish. Lots of nice, pretty purple colors, and my kids got these for me for Father's Day one year.
That's-
I have a pair of cheaters in every room at home.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
I'm a little bit bashful about wearing them too.
That's alright. You look adorable.
Thank you. So there's this event in the Bay of Fundy.
Where's the Bay of Fundy?
Well, Nova Scotia, in Canada.
Oh yeah, that's
Right, so there's this race called Not Since Moses. And it actually, this year, happens to be on August 4th. And it is a 5K and 10K option. You can do one or the other.
Wow.
And so what happens is, the Bay of Fundy is really unique in that when there's a drastic difference between the high tide and low tide, that when the tide goes out, it goes to basically, the tide goes out so far, so drastically that you have nothing but ocean floor.
Huh.
So what they do is they have this 5K and 10K races, so you can run across the ocean floor during low tide.
Wow.
And it's very mucky and it's very
yeah.
sandy and it's wet and gushy and gooey and
Sounds difficult.
yeah, and I think it's very difficult. I think the winning time of the 5K last year was something around 31 minutes. And some people race and some people just
Wow.
plod along. And yeah,
That sounds awful.
it sounds. I bet you it is. So
It probably smell real bad.
it probably smells like yeah. It probably
does.
smells like a salt marsh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
It's wild. So the tide pulls away about billions of tons of seawater from the shores of a place called Five Islands, Nova Scotia. And there's this basin called the Minas Basin. And yeah, it actually, the name is Not Since Moses because the sea actually parts.
It parts for you.
Now, it's not unsafe. It's not unsafe. It's not like, if you're not out by a certain time that the water's going to come and whoosh,
It's not gonna knock you on your rear end.
No, it's not, it's not like, Egyptian.
Sweep you at the sea.
Exactly, Egyptian chariots tumbling into the sea or anything like that. They plan it out so that there's plenty of time and, so it's kind of neat.
That is neat.
Very, very cool.
How much time do you have? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
No.
I would have to go back and,
Because it would take me a very long time to finish that race.
it would take me a long time too.
Running through mud
Yeah.
and gross.
You would need a second pair of shoes
Okay.
for afterward. You gotta rinse your feet off. Feet probably smell like clams or something like that when you get to the end.
For
But
sure.
I think they say that there's like a 6-hour period that it takes for the tide to go out, in a 6-hour
right.
span. Don't quote me on that. It's a 6-hour span of time the water goes from like 15 meters to almost 0, so that you can run across it. So
Wow.
it's kind of cool though.
That is cool,
Neat.
man. The Not Since Moses 5K.
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah.
Would you do that ever?
Might probably do that.
Yeah.
I'd probably just want to do the 5K just to experience it, and I think I would just do it. I don't think I would be competitive or anything like that.
You just do it. Do it.
I would just do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What's the entry fee on something like that?
Oh,
$1,000?
it wasn't very expensive actually. I was really surprised. It was definitely under $100.
Nice.
So, yeah, under $100.
Cool.
You just have to schlep up to the Bay of Fundy, but
Bay of Fundy, I hear, is a lovely area.
it's I hear it's beautiful too. I've never made it up that far. I've made it pretty far into Canada, but not quite there. But one day, I'm gonna take a trip up. I heard it's amazing. Nova Scotia's a beautiful place. I hear.
I hear
So,
it is.
Yeah.
Now we got something to do when we go.
I know exactly, and it's August too, right? So it's August 4th this year,
Nice.
but they do it every year for I don't know how many years now, but a good long time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You got any other races for us?
I do. Well, another one is, it's not really a race, but I mean, you probably all have heard of it. It takes place in Spain. There's Pamplona. This particular event takes place in Pamplona, Spain. It's the annual running of the bulls.
Oh, yeah.
It's part of the San Fermin Festival, which runs from July 6th to July 14th. Although the running of the bulls is from July 7th to July 14th. I think they do it in the morning. It's kind of wild. It dates back to the 13th century. And it's basically, its origins are very practical. What it was is cattle herders used to have to get their bulls from point A to point B.
Mm-hmm.
And so they used to corral them through city streets. And there sometimes people in the front to kind of, poke at the bulls, make them angry so the bulls would run after them.
Ah.
This particular one in Pamplona, Spain, was transporting these bulls from the city corral to the Plaza de Toros, where the bullfighting ring was. It's a half-mile stretch. Very, very narrow roads.
It sounds
So,
super dangerous.
super dangerous. They run like 6 to 10 bulls nowadays in these events. 6 to 10, and there's like hundreds of runners, maybe even thousands. They're dressed in this traditional white and red, and they just blast them out.
I know, I've seen YouTube videos of that.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
It seems rough.
People coming around corners, right? Running around corners, and all of a sudden you see these bulls like just coming around the corners. Got these cobblestone streets just tearing at them. So, yeah, I would think that would be probably the fastest half mile that I would ever run in my entire life. And I think I can do it now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I probably have a PR.
PR.
I think I would have a PR in that race, but it's cool, and it's a running event, but it's it's different. I would say that it's very unique.
That is
Very
unique, dude.
unusual.
It's so unique. I'm never ever doing it.
You're not gonna ever do it.
No.
Not gonna get pumped up.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And
No.
do it. No. I don't think there's any reason for me to ever do it, but a lot of people seem to enjoy themselves. Maybe it's like a rite of passage for a lot of
I
people.
think so. I think a lot of people do that stuff just to do it.
Yeah.
Too, to be like, I did it. I ran with the bulls.
Yeah. Yep. Nope. You can run with horses too.
Can you?
Yep. There's another event that I was researching. It takes place in a Welsh town.
Yeah, run with the horses?
Yeah, it's actually man versus horse marathon. 1980, there was this landlord who owned a pub owner. His name's Gordon Green, and he, in the Welsh town of Llanwrtyd, I don't know if that's pronounced correctly.
Sounds perfect.
It's a lot of consonants. Anyway, so basically, I guess he overheard these guys talking about it in 1980 about running. They had this conversation, even debate, if you will. That one man said that you could beat a horse in a long distance race if if it was long, significantly long. They call it marathons, actually 22 miles long. But there's people on horseback racing against runners.
That seems unfair.
Apparently, but yeah.
So did the people
do
ever
it.
win, or does the horses kind of dominate?
I'm going to leave that up to, that's a little mystery here. I'm going to leave that up to other people to go out there and research and see if the actual
alright.
runners, there's a homework assignment, see if any runners have ever won, or do you get people on horseback
Sounds
winning
like
all the
the
time too?
horseback people probably dominate.
I would think so too. And I don't know,
Have you ever ridden a horse?
I have ridden a horse. It's hard.
It is hard.
I did it for an extended period of time one time years ago, and I thought it was so cool. And I was sore for days.
Like arms from the
On
reins?
my arms,
Just
my
like
butt,
everything?
my back, my shoulders, everything. Legs, you name it. I don't think there was a part on me that was not like sore.
One time I remember this very vividly when I was a little kid. They had these pony rides
Yes.
where they would just walk the pony around in circles.
Yes.
And then as soon as I got on it, the thing just laid down. Didn't move.
You were like a horse whisperer.
It just laid down, and then I never got to ride it.
Oh my lord.
That was so sad.
Are you alright?
I'm
I don't think you've gotten over that.
I haven't, clearly.
Oh, I know.
But
I'm
it was
sorry.
so disappointing.
You know, maybe you should get back up on that pony. That's what you need to do. You
Get
haven't
up
since
on
then?
it.
You never got back on a pony?
No.
I was gonna say,
But it was just sad.
we were gonna go
when I
take a
was
trip
little
after
kid.
this, right to the, like, the pony stables.
Stepping Stone Ranch.
That's right. Wow, that's weird.
It just laid down. But
Yeah, wow.
what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna
What
do?
are you gonna do?
You're gonna move on from it, kiddo.
Yeah, get back up.
Gotta
on
get back on that.
horse.
Get back on that pony.
That's it.
So
So I had some other kind of.
I want to hear
crazy
some.
ones. I didn't get super in depth with them, but they're kind of fun. There's one marathon in France.
Okay.
It's a very French marathon. It has 23 wine and cheese stations throughout the course.
Sounds. I like wine and cheese, but not necessarily when I'm running a marathon.
That would be interesting. It'd be like a wine tour,
Yeah.
but like on foot.
Okay. There are a couple of good wine races around here. 5Ks, half
Yeah,
marathons.
like the wine. run.
But right, but it's
Yeah.
not like you're not drinking during the race.
Yeah,
Those are kind of cool. Or the beer runs,
I would
like the
imagine.
craft beer runs.
the
But,
craft beer ones. Yeah, you can run, but that's afterwards. This one.
but
you-
this one is there's throughout the race.
throughout the race, 23 stations.
Well,
Gets a little sloppy by the end.
I would imagine it would.
Oof.
Probably be a lot of dehydration.
Yes.
Sounds like it would be fun though. I think if people
Yeah.
might take it.
Take your time.
Take your
you
time,
like
you
14
relax.
hours to
Right.
do.
You're probably in some beautiful country.
Yeah.
You know, you just maybe in some really neat cities. Yeah, I think it might be neat.
Fun one. So there's that. There's also, I saw an underwear run.
Okay,
So it's just like it sounds.
everyone runs in their
Everyone
underwear.
runs in their underwear.
Wow.
I think
kinda
that's a
neat.
good way to get rid of the pre-race jitters.
Yeah.
You just imagine you don't have to.
Imagine everybody's wearing underwear. You know, it's just like being on a stage. If you're nervous about being up on a stage,
Right. Everyone's already in their underwear, so you're all set.
is the crowd, the spectators, they have to wear underwear? I wonder. Just the runners.
There's a lot of spectators.
That would be kind of tough though too. What you would really make sure that you would want to be in some moisture wicking underwear.
Yes.
Yeah. Or just
And
wear.
supportive underwear.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
And clean underwear.
Clean
Okay.
underwear.
Let's mention that.
Yes.
Get
You
those clean
definitely want
underwear.
them to be clean. Because other
'Cause-
people are looking.
Right. Other people looking. What if you get injured? You know what I mean? And then,
Anyway,
yeah. Well, that's kind of neat. Though.
it is neat. And then to top that, there's
Can we top that?
We can. There is a nude run in Finland that they do. I
Wow.
think it's a 5K nude run.
Really?
Sounds just awful.
Would you do it?
No.
No, I wouldn't do it.
No way.
I'd be really too self-conscious.
No. Me neither. Yeah, I would.
That
not.
might be kind of tough too, though. After a while, it's 5K though, but like, might be. I don't know. The guy might be a little uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable for
Kinda-
both men
It,
and
it would be hard for women
Yeah.
to get support. I'm thinking support
Right.
on both sides,
Yeah.
right?
You need a little
Men,
support.
women, yeah,
Yeah. They're awful. Anyway, moving on.
yes.
There's also those zombie races. You ever see those?
I know of those. I have seen those.
Where like you're like a person.
Yeah.
You're a person.
Yeah.
And you run like a race course, and there's zombies out there, and you have like a flag on you, flags, and the
Ah.
zombies have to come and grab your flags.
And if they grab your flags, you're technically dead.
Yeah, technically you're dead.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And then you gotta finish with a certain amount of flags. The most flags wins in like the time,
That's cool.
Flags.
That's neat.
Yeah.
I like it. It does take it takes away the competitive aspect. Well, it's competitive, but you know it's fun.
It's a fun.
And it's a fun way to get out there and run if you don't want to be incredibly competitive and
Right.
just go out there and have a little fun.
Have a little
Get
fun.
chased by zombies.
What's nothing wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with that. Zombies are so cool. So,
I agree.
I
I
wanna
think
do
they're kind
something
of
like
jerks,
that.
but whatever.
you think they're kind of jerks?
Yeah, they're always eating brains and stuff.
Because they're always eating brains and body parts and stuff like
Just,
that.
yeah, bunch of jerks.
You zombie jerks. That's gonna be a line from a zombie movie. You zombie jerks.
Probably from Evil Dead or something.
What are they? They're zombie jerks. Sorry.
I got one more.
Yes, I want to hear it.
Have you seen these races that go up like buildings?
There are some that you climb upstairs.
Yeah, it's like stair race.
There's one right here in Providence, I
Yeah.
think, every year.
Yeah, they do those. They do one in New York City up the Empire State.
Up the Empire State Building. That's cool.
Sounds
Can you imagine that?
brutal.
It sounds very brutal.
It's like for the people at the gym who get on that Stairmaster and just like crank on it.
That's the machine you're going to want to work with when you're training for the Empire State Building run.
Yeah, get those quads burning.
Yeah.
On fire. Do you have any more races, Ray?
Pretty much. No.
I'm sure there's plenty.
There are plenty of others. I mean, I just don't have anything particular that I throw out there.
Right.
But
Cool. Well, I think we got to wrap up.
we do have to wrap up right now, which is sad to say,
Thanks,
because
'cause
I could just talk about this.
I could talk about all sorts of things. There's another one actually that I didn't mention called the Urban Iditarod.
Urban Iditarod.
So Google that. I'm not going to talk about it now.
Okay. I'm going to Google that.
The Urban Iditarod.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a fun one. Anyway, anything else you want to mention? Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm okay right now. I don't have anything else I want to mention.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, do we know what we're going to talk about next week?
We're kicking it around. We got some ideas kicking around. It's going to be fun, though. It's going to be interesting and fun, and people will love it. So that's all I have to say about that. So, yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for joining us for episode 30 of our Run Club podcast.
Yes, our Run Club podcast.
And
Thanks,
we'll
folks.
talk to you next week.
Yeah.